Minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to start off by saying I think most Americans are taught at a very young age that you are who you surround yourself with. I think keep that in a premise as I sat here and listened to everyone talk about how Hunter Biden is just this golden boy. I mean, are we really supposed to believe that Hunter Biden is the golden boy? His associates, such as Jason Galanis and Devin Archer, are felons convicted of fraud, yet he is the golden child. I want to talk about examples of Biden's influence peddling scheme. This time, it was Romania. It follows the same general pattern as we have seen with other countries like China, Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan. Here's the pattern. It's really simple. A corrupt foreign oligarch needs access to the U.S. government. Hunter Biden sells influence to the U.S. government. The oligarchs pay up. So let's just take a deeper dive into this Romanian scheme. Mr. Bobulinski, who is Gabriel Popovich?
Gabriel Popovich is a businessman from Romania, probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars, I'd envision.
Okay. Is it true that Gabriel Popovich faced corruption charges in Romania in 2015?
It is.
Thank you. And when you were in Europe with the Bidens to close on that CEFC deal with the Chinese, you separately negotiated with Popovich to get a 17th payment. Is that also correct?
I did.
Okay. But Popovich did not want to pay him. Is that correct?
Correct. You're talking about a 17th payment that would go to Rob Walker, and then Rob Walker would distribute to Hunter Biden.
That is correct. And is it because Hunter Biden had failed in the work he was engaged by Popovich to do, which was to get the corruption charges dismissed by the Romanian authorities? Isn't that correct?
Well, it's two things, that they had failed to do that, but also that Joe Biden had left the White House at that point.
Okay, so there's a dot. So I get 16 payments while Joe Biden's in the White House.
Correct.
But after Joe Biden leaves the White House, coincidentally, the payments stop.
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure that we can connect the dots very simply.
But obviously wasn't a coincidence.
Right. I'm not much for coincidences, which neither are the American people. But Mr. Bobulinski, what do you think Popovich wanted Hunter Biden to do?
I don't have to think, because Gabriel told me personally he expected, and didn't want the details, he expected Hunter Biden, Rob Walker, and James Gillier to do whatever was necessary to impact his case in Romania.
How do you know that?
Because Gabriel Popovich told me that.
From his mouth?
Yes.
Okay, so there's another dot that we can connect. Would that be a conspiracy theory?
That's not a conspiracy theory.
Okay, thank you.
I would encourage you to interview Gabriel Popovich.
Thank you. Lastly, after claiming he wanted a public hearing, Hunter Biden decided to skip today. Why do you think he skipped the hearing today?
Is that a rhetorical or serious? Well, I don't think he wanted to sit next to me, because obviously I've emphatically stated he perjured himself in his transcribed interview with the committee, as did his uncle, Jim Biden. And for every fact he claims or wants to say I was high on drugs or obfuscate, I can show a document, a text message, a recording that is confirmed that he's lying.
Well, let's not let the facts get in the way of a good story, right? Here are the facts.
Highly disappointing that he's not here, though.
I would agree. Here are the facts. Hunter Biden was engaged by a foreign principal, Gabriel Popovich. It is well known that Hunter Biden met with the ambassador to Romania, Hans Klem, in November of 2015. Hunter Biden was not registered under FARA. He stopped getting paid as soon as his father leaves office until you got Popovich to send Hunter Biden one more payment. Seriously, what services was Hunter Biden providing to the Romanian oligarchs for millions of dollars? We've yet to hear it. As far as the committee knows, Hunter Biden was never registered under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. If the Department of Justice applied the same standards it did in the Paul Manafort case, Hunter would be in more trouble than he is already in. Mr. Chairman, there are real FARA issues here that we need to continue to look at. And with that, I thank you for being here, and I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely. Thank you. Good job. Chair now recognizes Ms. Ocasio-Cortez from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
In previous interviews, in previous interviews with this committee, you said that Joe Biden not only knew about the family's business dealings, but enabled them and participated in them. You went so far as to say, it's clear to me that Joe Biden was the brand sold by the Biden family. Could you elaborate a little bit why you felt that way again?
Correct. That's one of the challenging things I've had to deal with over the last 4 years, with the focus of just simply telling the truth. The obfuscation around these facts are just beyond insane. So I'll use a meeting at the Four Seasons Hotel in Washington, D.C. that I was not at, but apparently 8 to 10 Chinese executives of CEFC were at, with Chairman Yi and Director Zhang. Director Zhang I interacted with extensively. And James Gilliar was in that room, Rob Walker, Hunter Biden was in that room, and my understanding, based on Rob Walker's testimony, is that Joe Biden walked into that room, sat down, shook hands with people, and spent 5 or 10 minutes talking about his family, I guess. I was not in the room. People have tried to obfuscate that meeting like Joe Biden was walking in there to ask about the weather, and Rob Walker said that the Chinese didn't even know that Joe Biden was the former vice president of the United States, which is beyond absurd. The power that those 10 Chinese individuals had to go back to mainland China and say that they were in a room with Joe Biden is the value of what they were giving.
Okay. You stated that the Biden family concocted a scheme to give Joe plausible deniability. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I would just point to all the different text messages and communications. They call him the big guy. I wasn't involved with Mr. Galanis or Mr. Archer, but they're giving you numerous data points. There was obfuscation. They didn't use his name. They used the big guy. You weren't supposed to talk about it. It was just,
okay. And you personally met with the vice president?
I did twice.
Okay, and it was obvious. Did he say anything that indicates that you wanted him to help his son, that sort of thing?
Well, he thanked me for helping his son and his brother and asked me to keep an eye on them as I walked him out to his car after he gave his speech on the second meeting of the Milken Conference.
Okay, just one other follow-up, and this kind of may be a vague question, but I'd like to know it. One of the things that disturbs me about that is the interaction with the Chinese, or that's what we're dealing with today, but obviously other countries as well, that apparently in their own mind, the way you deal with the United States is the way you deal with say a corrupt city council or something like that. In other words, you give them money and you get what you want. Do you want to comment on that, or did you hear any stories about that, or did you hear stories that they were surprised how easy it was to buy the U.S. government?
Well, I think
time's expired, but answer the question. But please feel free to answer the question.
Yeah, I think CFC, and there's tremendous evidence, believed that they were bribing the Biden family, and they were doing it via Hunter Biden.
It's kind of shameful. Thank you.
Very good. Chair now recognizes Mr. Khanna for 5.
đi mấy lần đợi hồi âm chưa thấy. Anh ơi nhớ rằng đây còn có em đêm ngày hằng thương nhớ vơi đầy. Ngày đi người đã hứa toàn những lời chan chứa còn hơn gió hơn mưa. lần thứ kể nghe chuyện sương gió, kể nghe chuyện ước mơ. Nhưng anh vắng hồi thư, hay là anh hững hờ, hoặc là anh không nhớ. Em đâu khác người xưa, ngày lẫn đêm mong chờ, tình yêu nói sao vừa. Từ lâu đành xa vắng, đời trăm ngàn cay đắng, hỏi anh biết hay chăng. Chỉ cần một hồi âm là em mừng vui lắm, cớ sao anh phụ lòng. Ngày xưa anh còn nhớ nàng Tô Thị bỗng con ngóng trông. Thời gian đã hoài công, người thành đã ngàn kiếp yêu thương chồng. Ngày nay em nào thấy lòng chân thành của tình thế nhân, tìm đâu trong tình yêu được bền lâu, để kiếp sau không sầu. Em mơ ước làm sao cho trọn mối duyên đầu, đẹp lòng anh yêu dấu. Xưa chức nữ chàng ngưu, từng đắng cay dại dầu, chờ ô thước bắc cầu. Còn anh từ xa cách, làm em hơn em trách, hỏi anh có hay không. Mỏi mòn đợi hồi âm, thêm hoa đành lẻ bóng, nhớ thương anh ngập lòng. Năm tháng hoài mong, thư gửi đi mấy lần, đợi hồi âm chưa thấy. Anh ơi nhớ rằng đây còn có em đêm ngày, hằng thương nhớ với đầy. Ngày đi người đã hứa, toàn những lời chan chứa, còn hơn gió hơn mưa. Một tuần một lần thứ kể nghe chuyện sương gió, kể nghe chuyện ước mơ. Nhưng anh vắng hồi thư, hay là anh hững hờ, hoặc là anh không nhớ. Em đâu khác người xưa, ngày lẫn đêm mong chờ, tình yêu nói sao vừa. Từ lâu đành xa vắng, đời trăm ngàn cay đắng, hỏi anh biết hay chăng. Chỉ cần một hồi âm là em mừng vui lắm, cớ sao anh phụ lòng. Ngày xưa anh còn nhớ nàng Tô Thị bỗng con ngóng trông. Thời gian đã hoài công, kiếp yêu thương chồng. Ngày nay em nào thấy lòng chân thành của tình thế nhân, tìm đâu trong tình yêu được bền lâu để kiếp sau không sầu. Em mơ ước làm sao cho trọn mối duyên đầu, đẹp lòng anh yêu dấu. Xưa chức nữ chàng ngưu, từng đắng cay dại dầu, chờ ô thước bắc cầu. Còn anh từ xa cách, làm em hơn em trách, hỏi anh có hay không. Mọi mòn đời hồi ấm, thêm hoa đành lẻ bóng, nhớ thương anh ngập lòng. Mọi mòn đời hồi ấm, thêm hoa đành lẻ bóng, nhớ thương anh ngập lòng. Mọi mòn đời hồi ấm, thêm hoa đành lẻ bóng.